question that haunts humanity. Everyone has thought about it in quiet moments, after loss, or late at night when the room feels too still. What happens when we die? Is it lights out forever? Or does something, memory, energy, consciousness, continue on in ways we can't yet understand? For as long as humans have existed, we've searched for meaning beyond the grave. From ancient religions to cutting-edge science, we're still asking the same question. Is there life after death, or just memory echoing into the void? The moment of death. Most people imagine death as an instant. The heartbeat stops, the brain shuts down, and everything ends. But biology tells a different story. In hospitals, scientists have observed that the brain doesn't die the moment the heart stops. Electrical activity can continue for several minutes, even up to 10. One Canadian study found that after clinical death, the brain of a patient produced slow waves identical to those seen during deep sleep. Another case in Estonia recorded intense bursts of gamma waves, the same ones linked to memory, awareness, and spiritual experience. So what's happening here? Are these the final sparks of life, or the first moments of something else? The life review phenomenon. Many people who've survived near-death experiences describe something remarkable: a life review. They see their memories flash before their eyes, but not as distant recollections. They feel them. Every joy, every mistake, every kindness or cruelty plays back in full emotional color. Neuroscientists now think this could be the brain's way of integrating every stored memory at once, like the ultimate highlight reel of your existence. But others believe it's more than memory. They say it's judgment, transition, the crossing point between the physical and the eternal. Near-death experiences. Across continents and belief systems, thousands of people describe eerily similar stories: floating above their bodies, moving through tunnels of light, meeting deceased relatives, feeling an overwhelming sense of love, peace, and detachment from pain. Doctors often explain these as hallucinations caused by a lack of oxygen or a flood of chemicals like DMT. But not every case fits neatly into biology. Blind patients have reported seeing vivid images for the first time. Cardiac arrest survivors recall details of their resuscitation that they couldn't possibly have seen. If near-death experiences are just hallucinations, why are they so consistent? And why do so many people say they came back completely changed? The DMT Hypothesis. In 2018, scientists discovered that dying brains release a surge of dimethyltryptamine, or DMT, the most powerful hallucinogen known to science. It's produced naturally in small amounts by the pineal gland. DMT floods the brain with imagery, color, emotion, and the sensation of leaving your body. Some believe this is nature's way of easing death, creating a vivid illusion to soften the transition. But others see something deeper. Maybe DMT isn't creating an illusion at all. Maybe it's revealing a hidden layer of reality, one that's normally filtered out by our waking consciousness. The memory echo theory. A more skeptical explanation says life after death is a kind of neurological afterglow. When oxygen runs low, neurons begin to die, but not all at once. In their final moments, they release surges of stored electrical and chemical energy. This energy floods the memory centers, lighting up the hippocampus, amygdala, and visual cortex. You don't enter another world. You re-enter your own, replaying every moment that made you who you are. In this view, your afterlife is a loop of memory and emotion that lasts seconds but feels eternal. You don't move on. You simply fade into yourself until even memory runs out. Quantum consciousness. But what if consciousness doesn't need the brain at all? According to physicist Sir Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff, the human mind might be quantum in nature, existing in subatomic structures within our brain's microtubules. When the body dies, that quantum information may not vanish. It could return to the universe itself. In other words, consciousness might be fundamental, like gravity or light, a property of the cosmos that temporarily inhabits us. When you die, you don't end, you rejoin. The energy principle. Whether or not consciousness survives, one fact remains undeniable. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. The electrical impulses that power every thought, the chemical energy in every heartbeat, none of it disappears. It disperses into heat, motion, and light. As Carl Sagan said, "We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." When we die, we don't stop being part of the universe. We simply change how we exist within it. Perhaps that's life after death, not awareness, but continuation in another form. The digital afterlife. In the 21st century, technology is beginning to redefine death. AI systems like Hereafter AI and Replica memories are learning to clone human personality, using recordings, texts, and social media to create interactive digital versions of people after they've died. Families can now talk to holographic loved ones, complete with their voice, tone, and humor. It raises unsettling questions. If a simulation can think, speak, and remember like you, does it become you? Or is it just memory, coded illusion masquerading as life? Maybe immortality will come not through spirit or science, but software. The cultures of the afterlife. Humanity's oldest stories reveal how deeply this question is rooted in us. Ancient Egyptians built pyramids to preserve the soul's journey through the underworld. Hindus believe in reincarnation, life as an endless cycle of rebirths. Christians speak of heaven and resurrection. Buddhists see death as transformation, not conclusion. Even atheists find meaning in the idea that we live on through impact, through legacy, through memory. Across every belief system, one truth remains: we cannot stand the thought of ending. The Case of Pam Reynolds. One of the most studied near-death cases belongs to Pam Reynolds. During brain surgery, her body temperature was lowered, her heartbeat stopped, and her brain activity flatlined. When she awoke, she described the surgical tools, the sounds, and conversations that occurred while she was clinically dead. She even mentioned a song that played on the radio, confirmed later by the medical team. No brain activity, no heartbeat, no oxygen, yet somehow, awareness. Her case remains one of science's most perplexing puzzles. Consciousness as a field. What if the mind isn't generated by the brain but tuned into by it? Imagine the brain as a radio receiver. When it's damaged or turned off, the signal fades, but the broadcast continues. In this model, death doesn't destroy consciousness. It just detunes the receiver. The signal, awareness, persists, diffused across the universe. Could our souls simply be frequencies? Temporary expressions of something infinite? Life, death, and legacy? Maybe the point isn't to prove what happens after death. Maybe it's to understand why we care so deeply. We build civilizations, write books, and love fiercely because we know our time is limited. Mortality gives meaning to existence. And memory, the traces we leave behind, may be our true immortality. Every story told about you, every act of kindness, every ripple you send into the world continues long after your body is gone. In that way, maybe memory is life after death. The mystery that refuses to end. Despite centuries of study, no one knows what truly happens when we die, and perhaps we're not meant to, because mystery gives meaning. If we knew exactly what came next, would life still feel urgent? Would love still matter? Maybe death's greatest gift is the way it makes us live. More passionately, more curiously, more aware of the time we have. So, is there life after death, or just memory? The truth is, no one can say, but maybe it's not an either-or. Maybe memory is the afterlife. Consciousness echoing through energy, through time, through those who remember us. You are here, you are alive, and one day, what you are will become what remains. So make it matter, Cherish every moment and enjoy life because ultimately the memories we make while we are alive and the impact we make on the world and the people you love is what truly matters. Who knows what will happen when we die, but what we do know is that we are alive, so live life to the fullest. This is the Mind Metrics, where science meets the unknown. If this video made you think differently about life and death, hit that like, subscribe, and stay curious. Because some mysteries aren't meant to be solved, only understood.